Hello everyone, and welcome to the review of the Xiaomi Mi Router 3. This is the 128 megabytes memory RAM memory version. There are two versions, it's the 64 and the 128 version. This is the faster one. This should be a really nice router because it should be very smart. It has a USB port. It has a lot of things built in, such as quality of service, a lot of things to share media, it has repeater mode function, and so on and so on and so on. So I'm going to take it out of the box and try to do a quick setup to see its menu and how it works. This should also be very fast on a wireless network because it's an AC router 1200, so it's a wireless gigabit router. And look at these antennas and smart packing by Xiaomi. And I'm going to take it out of that pack. And what we get here, so we get a USB port, two LAN ports. I'm going to fold this like that because they look on the camera like I'm poking your eyes out. So it has a internet port connector, or one connector, and two LAN ports, power and USB. Very thin, very nice design. Doesn't have any kind of hooks to put on a wall, so it only stays like that. Of course, the antennas are directional, so you can play with them as you wish to get better range and signal in your area, which is nice. And let's see what else we get here. We get an instruction manual, which is that, and it has a QR code, and it uses a Mi Wi-Fi app to configure, set up with Mi Wi-Fi app, and of course a power adapter. This outputs 12 volt and 1 amp. So I'm going to connect it, download the app, and we'll see how this goes. I have prepared also my notebook PC here, but I'm curious to see how it is to set up a router and a Wi-Fi connection by using your mobile phone with a wireless router when it's brand new. So I'm going to hook up the power, and I'm going to connect it. So it has a very small orange LED there and no other things. So let's download the app now. And the app is now installed, and you need a Mi account. You can generate it now or use your own. I do have an account, but I have an option to set a new router. So turn Wi-Fi on. I don't have my Wi-Fi connection activated, so I'm going to turn that on. It will be curious to sign in to a router without a Mi account, so I'm going to select the router. The router has Wi-Fi, has accepted my connection. Yes, it is connected, and I'm going to click on retry here. No new or unpaired Wi-Fi was detected. I'm going to try again. Set up a new router. Yes, it has detected it now, so I'm going to zoom into the mobile phone screen, and I hope that you can now see it better. So restore from another Wi-Fi. No, I do not want to restore. As a new router, and continue. Checking connection. Okay, you can check it. And primary base station, wireless repeater mode, wired repeater mode, primary base station, getting network type, connect Ethernet cable now. No, I don't want to connect any kind of Ethernet cable. I'm just going to connect you the internet cable, not Ethernet cable. Let's try that again. Internet connection detected. Next. And network name, password. Alright, I'm going to set a password for it. And I'm going to click on finish. Now it wants a more complex password. And now I'm going to press on finish. So it's activating by default both wireless modules, 2.4 and 5 gigahertz connections. The LED here has turned blue, probably signaling that all is working fine. And sign into my account. So I'm going to do that. And I've signed in successfully, so I'm going to pair router, and it needs an admin password now, and hopefully that will be okay. And it's finally working, and you can see it has opened the main interface, so it shows the download, upload speed, signal strength, and you can add some devices. Storage, I don't have anything connected to it. Plug-in USB storage device. Alright, I'm going to test that shortly. Plugins, so you can do a lot of things here. Share router, quality of service, firewall, Wi-Fi timer, Wi-Fi boost, schedule reboot, photo backup. So it does provide a lot of things here, and I think that from somewhere here you can actually download more plugins. That should be investigated. So in settings, I get settings for the storage, downloads, schedule, download time, hardware and software, LED, light settings, update, password, time zone, factory data reset. Alright, reboot, yes, you can reboot it, feedback, more, notification, language, user experience, router settings, backup, nice. And Wi-Fi settings, you can finally set up your wireless and network settings, internet mode settings, current mode, dynamic IP internet, alright, and VPN settings. I don't see any kind of advanced network settings, like port forwarding and things like that, so I may need to use my notebook for that, or check here. Sorry for that. It happens a lot of times. So let's see here, update firewall. Nope, I don't have it. Updates, check for updates. Let's see if there is an update. No update for this router. So advanced settings seems to not be accessible. So I'm going to hook it up to the notebook and test its web interface now. Of course, the router has a web interface which is accessible from the notebook, and I'm going to enter the password. And let's log in. No, not the password, not that password. Alright, so there's the main menu, and it shows us a lot of pretty graphics here. with bandwidth, with connected devices, the status of the network, the download and upload speed. And let's go to storage. I have inserted an 8 gigabytes flash drive just for a test, so it has already detected it, and you can download the client for access and share files. How to use the Mi router storage access, download files, alright, backup files. And if I want to download files and so on, I need to download this client. So let's download it. Oh, and that is Chinese. I love Chinese because I cannot understand it. And what is this ROM thing here? Alright, so this is firmware, and these are probably apps. Alright, so I'm not going to download it now because I need to document myself. It looks actually like the application is for the mobile devices. I thought that this will be a plugin such as a download manager that runs on the router. We're going to see about that. So dual band Wi-Fi, we get settings here for wireless. Alright, network settings. Let's see what we get in the network settings. And yes, here we have network settings such as DHCP, port speed, and so on. Security, we have passwords and things like that. Alright, LAN settings, and yes, we can finally configure it as we like to. Status. Alright, so these were simple settings, and let's go to advanced settings. And in advanced settings we have quality of service, we have static IP assignment, dynamic DNS server, port forwarding, VPN, and let's see what we have at additional. So we have UPnP. Yes, so we have all the settings needed for a normal router, and that works nice. I still have to figure how we can make some downloads with it, and if it supports adding an application to do that or not. I'm going to do some reading about it. Probably we should download something from here, or better ROM, I believe, but hopefully this site can have a language selection. Alright, let's see now. So if I go to support, all products, and there are plenty of devices here, so I'm going to leave that for another time and a second part of this review, because this one is actually getting too long now. And you have seen the basics, so this is the fast router. Let's do a speed test just for curiosity. I'm currently connected internet port to my other router, so I have internet connection which is limited to 100 megabytes per second, enters my router, and from its LAN port it's connected to the one port of the Xiaomi, but I guess I should get 100 megabytes or close to that. And go. So ping is good, and yes, the speed is limited to my internet provider data plan, which is 100 megabytes per second, and it works that way, so there's no loss in speed. My other router is also very capable and fast, so no problems there. and the upload, yes, it's also limited at around 100, so you can get pretty far with it, which is nice. So yes, speed is there. Sadly, I don't have a faster internet connection to test that. And for the sake of this review, I have checked the application that was in Chinese here, and it's actually a link to the same application that I have used to configure this router, which is very funny. And now I can go to storage, the storage button that was previously not working because I did not have any kind of drive inserted. And here you have a download manager where you can put the downloading link of your file, and this app will download it for you. It also shows what's on the external drive, and manage transfers, and here you can upload from your mobile phone to your router, so it works in all kind of situations. I wonder what this download manager can download, and if it also supports torrents. That is an interesting question. I'm going to try that sometime and see if it works or not. But it's nice that you can offload the work from your computer and download other files directly with their links, or by using a QR code. And you can see you can enter a download link or scan QR code, and clipboard is empty. You can paste that here, so that also works. And that's how the storage mode is functioning. Of course, you can get a client for, that's what it shows here. You can get a client for PC, you can get a client for Mac, and you can get an Android client depending on your version. So this is for devices up to Android 4.0.2, and this is above 4.1.2. and there's an app for iPhone as well. I don't know what this thing is, so let's do a quick check. So I'm going to open translate, and let's see what this is. So Millet portable Wi-Fi client, so sounds interesting, but I don't know what that is. And you can download it by QR code if you really want to. Let's see what app does this. Takes us to. Come on, phone, focus. Alright, and it downloads something. It's an app. It's another Wi-Fi app. So yes, this should be, it's portable Wi-Fi client. Yes, so this is probably a portable version of this PC application. I don't know why it's portable for Android. That is interesting. And if I try to install it, yes, it's another app. Let's see what Chinese stuff do we get here. I don't want to delete the installation package, and this is a Chinese app doing something in Chinese, so I'm not going to bother with it. But I think that this is indeed a portable version, so you can put this PC version on your USB drive, and when you work from a computer somewhere, you just plug in that drive. You have access to the client, so you can upload, download files directly to your router very fast without needing to install the PC version from here. That is just an assumption. I will ask probably my Chinese friends to translate that for me. But the other things from this router are really nice. And look at that, we can see the core frequency of the CPU. So it's one CPU core frequency, rather high comparing with my old router. And here is the status of the memory and its frequency. You can see it's a decent speed router, because there are still a lot of lesser ones on the market that run weaker configurations. Before ending this review, I must say that it looks like we are going to get some open firmware for the Xiaomi router. So it looks like it's supported by the open firmware, and here's also a tear down, so it's actually the same model. It's the 3 version, is the R3 version. So I think that you can easily hack this. I must look a bit more about it, but it looks like there are some other builds. These guys here from Prometheus use some scripts to compile the firmware from the Asus series to work on the Xiaomi, and they explain you how to do that. There's a thread on here that also states that it may be supported. So yes, this router has a future. You can probably will be able to add open firmware on it if you want to. That's another story for another time. So until then, bye bye.